Welcome back to our first episode of the Carolina Flare Insider of 2019. It's a cold January day. I'm your host, RV Hodge, standing next to the bill collector, which is hull number 11. We've got a lot going on in the shops today, so let's go take a look. We are standing in the forward stateroom of hull 63, also known as the Privateer. As you can see by looking around, there is a lot going on at this stage of the boat. As we're nearing the finish line, we have soft goods going in, we have trim going in, you name it. If it's a detail, they're putting it in. Very soon we will have an overall view of this boat. But let's take a look around the rest of the boat right now. One of the things we're seeing all over this boat now is the whisper wall covering, and it's been in fairly common usage for about the past 20 years. To some extent, it's a lot more flexible in its usage, so that we're able to use it in places where it could be very expensive to set up, for instance, panels on the rounded corners. So it's a good way to balance and also enhance the woodworking without overwhelming it and also without breaking the bank. So one of the benefits of custom manufacturing is that we build the boat exactly to the customer's specs. This customer is fairly tall. I'm 6 feet tall, and you can see there is a lot of headroom here, which was part of what drove the whole concept of having a trunk cabin on a sport fisher to begin with. And now we see one of the extra benefits of having the trunk cabin is we have windows in every single down forward living space. We're in the galley right now, but you can see that this is going to be very bright with natural light. The whole boat will be very bright with natural light, which is a big plus. So we're at what is essentially Command Central in the Privateer, and we're at the Helm Station. There will be a helm bench seat here. But what I really wanted to talk about is the desk. The desk has a Wingay with a maple inlay. Inside this desk is a recessed printer pocket, and you maybe can't see it, but there's some curved woodwork there so that the paper roll will sit in there nicely as if it was made just for that, because, well, it was made just for that. So to get a true yacht grade finish on a boat is a lot of work. Just when you think everything's done, it's got to be sanded again and trued again and sprayed again and so forth. The truth of the matter is it's all necessary, and when they get to this very final stage, you say they rub this product on, it's called a guide coat, and then they sand over it with very ultra fine sandpaper, and they find little tiny irregularities, and they correct those with whatever is the appropriate product before they put the final top coat spray on it. But that is what gives us the eye-catching, eye-popping yacht finish on the boat, and that's what makes it so spectacular when it's sitting at the dock. So we're down forward in Project Caribbean, and we're about to take a look at how the down forward floor, or sometimes referred to as the sole, is made. The floor gets made with 4 joists, or deck beams as we call them. They're made out of fir. Anytime we need a lot of strength, fir is our go-to material. They're notched into place, and the complexity comes in is that they have to be shaped on the ends. Now these are just dry fitted, they'll be resin coated and treated before we get them all glued in. So each of those angles has to be cut custom. Now there's a lot of ways to go about it, but we have a pretty simple way of doing it. One is we put a blank board in here that's too short. We take a pattern material, scribe one side, hot glue it to the board, scribe the other side, hot glue it to the board, take it out, cut our board, and we drop it in, and it fits first time every time. It's a pretty handy shortcut. That has to be done at each intersection because the hull is continuously changing through its dead rise. Once these are glued in, they'll be glass tabbed in all the places, and then the planking will go down, the hatches will be cut out, these spaces will be turned into storage spaces and utility spaces as we go. So now let's go take a look at the 67-footer. We're doing the exact same project, but with a whole different technique. So now we're down forward in hull 66, which is a 67-footer, and you can see there are no deck beams. This boat is getting an infused foam and carbon fiber composite deck. Because of that, we have a lot of places where we will be blind gluing. So we glue in flanges in advance to increase our glue surface, because we won't be able to get back in there to tab those spaces. This definitely is a lighter way to build. This also comes with a price difference. So it's one of those things where the customer makes their decisions on whether or not it's worth the weight loss to the price gain. So it's very interesting to have 2 boats at the same stage, 2 different kinds of down forward floors. Thank you for joining us for this episode of the Carolina Flare Insider. We'll look forward to having you with us next time.